Welcome to this series on internal assessment. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to answer all these questions. If you go to the forum, you're going to see that there's heaps and heaps of questions. So if you go to IB Survival and you go down and look at what are the questions all about here. IA guide, failed results from my IA, chemistry IA, what defines an IA. You can see that by far the biggest questions that students have are to do with internal assessment, and even if you go to the special website that only IB teachers have access to, you get the same thing. Even the teachers are asking IA. So what I've decided to do is show what I do for IAs. I'm just going to go to my Google Classroom and I'm going to just pull up the IAs from my students and just show you where I'm at. Now these resources here I'll make available on my website. I'll just put them there. I'll put the links to that in the description. And this template especially, IB doesn't like templates or checklists, but I have had this checked by a very experienced IB internal assessment examiner. We've gone through this, and these are really the main things that you need to get, and I'll be working my way back to this quite often. So I'm going to put some anonymous reports out there. I'm hoping that all of you will watch it, and I'm talking to my students here. I'm putting them up anonymously. You're going to have to go and look at each other's and get good pointers from each other like I normally do in class. Okay, so this internal assessment, I'm doing a data check on this student who's looking for the percentage of nickel, and this was quite an interesting one. Now I've put a few questions here. This needs to kind of get cleaned up. These are sort of leading questions to try and get a good method. Now I saw this student do this, actually make up this reagent. They actually bought this themselves and they got it to work quite well, but I don't see, and I saw the results in class, but I don't see this. I got one picture, that's nice. That needs to, the qualitative data needs to be in a table, so I need some sort of plus scale. The pictures would be nice if you can put them over here and maybe it's part of the data table or something, but I don't see that. I know it turned purple. I think it was even better than that. I want to see that data, the qualitative data. Now, I wasn't very happy with the fact that it was like this, because the IAs are very much like an extended essay. So this student actually had the opportunity to go to university and do something a little bit more detailed, which we'll get into in a second. So let's look at this bit. Obviously needs to disappear. This is sort of your planning, and the references go at the end, obviously. So where do we start? Alright, so I'm missing a title with the independent and dependent variable, and here we go into the introduction. I get allergies, nicely referenced down here. This is fantastic. Alright, this is what I want to see. And if I go down to the full references, that needs to be improved. Okay, so use a standard system. There's always author, date, maybe page number and stuff, date accessed. That one's done. There's a little bit more that standard systems have in their references, so fix that up. So we move on. Now that is quite a large block of information. Can you put that in a table so it's quicker for me to read and refer to that? I don't know why this is in bold. Yeah. So this machine that you used, where are we? Okay, this is all good, but I can see down here. Let's stop for a second. Independent dependent variables. Ouch. Okay, this is your template. Alright, have a good look at these things. Get the details in there. Okay, the template's on the web page. The references, the link to the web page is in the description if you're looking for where that is. Going to safety here. This looks like a cut and paste. It also doesn't have a reference, and it doesn't actually tell me what to do. Here it is. That's what I care about. Just give me an idea of what the real dangers are. Make a little bit better than that than just cutting and pasting from it, and tell me where you got it from, hopefully from Cleeps. Okay, so I need to see your method here so I can understand what your results are, and let's get down to it here. So this here is what you're up against. So nickel detected in parts per million, 65 parts per million. Now you've got a percentage here. You're doing parts per million or percentage. So you need to fix that up. The uncertainty goes in the top here. Alright, go back to the template again and the videos on how to do science reports if you really need to, on how to do decent tables and decent graphs. Alright, so the template's on the website, link in the description, and if you look on the website you'll find lots of videos on how to do different things under science reports or the YouTube playlist. So you need to fix that up. Now this looks like a range of 5 repetition of 3, but then that wouldn't make sense because you're getting nothing on your first one, and then except for on 1 3, and then nothing on that. So is this a repetition of 5 and a range of 3, which would fit in with a few small anomalies, with this as an anomaly and this as an anomaly? I hope so, because otherwise it doesn't make a lot of sense. I hope you did 3 different things, and I have no idea from your method what you did, so that's a huge issue. Okay, I know you did X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy, but I have no idea what that is from here. And I have a graph here that also looks like cut and paste. Alright, so we've got a few issues here. So number 1, you need to grab the raw data and process it yourself. Obviously this is not good enough because I can't see where the peaks are, and I don't understand what this means because you haven't explained it to me. And I've got to make sure that you've done this yourself. At least it may not have been safe to have prepared it yourself, so you need to explain all those sort of things. So I've given you I don't consider IAs much different from extended essay, so this is just an alteration of my extended essay declaration form. So I want that completely filled in, and I want to see that maybe attached as an appendix or something. So get that through, and I want the supervisor to say they didn't help you. If the technical calibrations and all that sort of stuff are fine. I wouldn't mind their phone number as well, and some pictures of the machine. I'll give them a call, and also the details of the machine need to be on in the independent variables. In the control variables as well. So you need to get a bit more contact, a few more photos and stuff. The IB won't be very happy probably that you went to university, because it's an expectation that's not, you just sort of had the right connection, so it's not something most students can do, and you were the only one in this class that did it for their IAs. So you need to be careful of that. You need to sort of justify that, and don't expect extra marks because of it. And it's probably a little bit more work. So that being said, it's a very good lab. So if I do my own research here in X-ray fluorescence, this is what you need to do. You need to do some research. A picture would be fantastic. Tell me exactly what it is. So is it X-rays or gamma rays? What was this machine doing? Explain this. So this is probably the first topic 2 IA or extended essay I've ever seen, and it's really quite a good one. I didn't really know that you could measure the X-rays coming off and accurately, qualitative and quantitatively measure to forensic levels the amount of elements in a substance. And so this is all part of your syllabus. You've got the excitation and release at different energy levels of the photon. That's perfect. You've got this as part of your syllabus as well. Here we have the KAKB, so it seems like every element has these 2 distinctive lines, and that's what you got. So I need to see the reference of that. So you've got that here, and so you're missing all the processing, all the calculations, all the explanations. I need to see all of that. You need to put that into a form that your classmates can understand, not just me. And here we have probably some referencing as well, some reference lines. Alright, so prove to me that this here is nickel. Put that referenced in there somewhere. That possibly, if you had a calibration and a standard, a positive control, that can probably give you some percent error to add to your random uncertainty, so you covered on those bases as well. If this is not a range of 3 repetition of 5, now I want range of 5 repetition of 3, there may be issues with the data there. that would be fine if I can match it up with your qualitative data. So I know you've done the qualitative data in class, and you've extended this to bring it to sort of an IB level, and sort of an extended essay IA sort of level. I need to see that before I can do some further analysis on that. Now I would imagine that even if this is a bit of a disaster that you will continue through, you just need to explain why that was so. And so in effect your data is complete, so you have you get a tick for your data completion check. There's still a lot more work to be done on your presentation though, and this is I'm really sort of interested in this lab. I think it's fantastic, and it would have also made a really good extended essay. So thank you for that. It's a brilliant sort of plan, and what you've done here. Whether you get good marks or not will depend on just like everybody else. So use the template and get sort of the presentation and the processing done like you need to. If you found that helpful, please like it and put some comments in the comments below, and please check out the other videos for more advice.